World News 156, Kaci Hickox's boyfriend will not be returning to University of Maine at Fort Kent, withdraws from the nursing program as the two prepare to leave Fort Kent. Fort Kent, Maine. Ted Wilbur, the boyfriend of nurse Kaci Hickox, has formally withdrawn from the nursing program at the University of Maine at Fort Kent, and the two plan to move away from Fort Kent within the week. Wilbur made his decision after he and the campus apparently were unable to reach a mutually satisfactory plan for his return to classes this week. I know Wilbur has spoken publicly with his concerns he had about returning. Dan Dermott, University of Maine systems spokesman, said Saturday morning, "Our position is we worked with Ted and the broader campus community to address all the concerns and uncertainties we faced over the last couple of weeks." Hickox returned to Fort Kent on October 27th, after flying to New York on October 24th from West Africa, where she treated Ebola patients. She is not considered contagious, according to the U.S. CDC, because she has tested negative for the virus twice and has shown no symptoms. A temporary court order issued at the end of October and made permanent last week, however, requires Hickox to be monitored daily and places some travel restrictions on her until 21 days, the incubation period for the Ebola virus, have passed since she had come in contact with a patient suffering from Ebola. That incubation period for Hickox ended at 11:59 Monday, November 10th. The order did not mandate Hickox to be isolated at home as the state had sought. Hickox and Wilbur, however, told Fort Kent Police Chief Tom Pelletier that in spite of the court decision, they did not plan on going into town or to shop or eat. They understand the sentiment of the community and they do not want to be disruptive, Pelletier said last week. Since Hickox's return to the home they share, Wilbur has been participating in his accelerated nursing program at the University of Maine at Fort Kent via online classes. The University of Maine at Fort Kent officials said last week that they were working on a plan to reintegrate Wilbur into the campus. "I am not concerned he is a threat to anyone's health," Raymond Finney, University of Maine, Fort Kent, Associate Dean of Student Life, said last week. "My only concern is how other students would react to him being here." Several students, Finney said, were concerned about having Wilbur back in class before the 21-day incubation period for Ebola expires for Hickox. "Ted is aware that there are some real concerns," Finney said. On Saturday, Finney said he could not discuss the specifics of Wilbur's withdrawing from campus, but he did say that he had not heard any recent specific concerns from any students. "We were prepared to have him come back," Finney said. Privacy laws limit officials' comments about students, but Dermott said Saturday he regretted that Wilbur decided to leave the UMFK and that Wilbur feels university officials did not do enough to accommodate him. "We had a broad body of concerns to deal with," Dermott said. "Campus officials worked closely with first responders, health workers, and local law enforcement on this, and we truly regret that he did not think we did enough to address his concerns." But in the end, Dermott said, officials needed to balance the safety and concerns of everyone involved, and an earnest effort was made to accommodate Wilbur. Neither Finney nor Dermott would comment on any specific threat, but several social media sites dedicated to keeping Hickox out of Fort Kent and Maine have gone online since Hickox returned to Fort Kent. Fort Kent Police Chief Pelletier, who could not be reached for comment on Saturday, has been monitoring those websites for any specific threats made towards her or Wilbur. "We wish Kaci and Ted the very best," Dermott said. "They both really were very compelling people." Alright guys, leave your comments below, let me know what you think. I actually did this article because I am from Maine, and in the last couple days we've had a couple rumors about her testing positive for Ebola, though obviously nothing in our local news is confirmed yet. They are planning on having her leaving, or she's leaving on her own. Interesting to think about. So anyways, leave your comments below, and let me know what you think.